Good morning, Orange County. Thank you so much for joining us today for our July virtual breakfast. We are thrilled that you're here, and we're really thrilled to be able to introduce to you, many of you know him, our featured speaker today. Our guest speaker is Josh Summers from Focus Media. Josh is one of the premier, Focus Media is one of the premier marketing and public relations firms here in Orange County. So Josh, thank you so much for joining us. Before we start our breakfast, we always do the Pledge of Allegiance. And at this time in our country, it's more important than ever to be unified and to stand together for everything that we believe in, because we do live in a wonderful country, the best country on earth, in my opinion. So if you're able to, please stand as we pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So thank you for joining us with that. And one of the things we also do is to announce our corporate partners and to thank them for everything that they do to support us and the business community here in Orange County. And without any hyperbole, it is an absolute truth that without the support of our corporate partners, we would not have been able to do everything that we've done this past 3 months. It's been a crazy 3 months, as you know, and the support of the corporate partners for us has enabled us to do all of the advocacy, to be able to get the information out. So thank you. Our corporate partners for 2020 are our platinum partners are the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Legoland Resort, New York Resort, Woodbury Common, Great Globe PLLC, and Cornerstone Family Healthcare. Our gold partners are Access Supports for Living, Cornerstone Family, Central Hudson, gotta wear the glasses, Central Hudson Gas and Electric, Community Products, DocuWare, Empire State Bank, Hudson Valley Credit Union, Montefiore St. Luke's Hospital, Orange and Rockland Utilities, Orange Bank and Trust, Orange Regional Medical Center, Touro College of Osteopathic Medicine, and Ulster Savings Bank. Our President's Circle or Acquisitions Marketing, who's bringing you all this fabulous tech today, Benora Hospitality Group, Interact Marketing, and SDA Events. We want to thank all of you for enabling us to do what we do, which is to work on behalf of our members. And it has been a ride. It has definitely been a ride the past 3 months. I just want to let you know a few other things before I turn it over to our sponsors. Please remember to wear your masks. Most important, we do not want to go back to where we were. And now, because of our breakfast, we also have sponsors for our breakfast. And we want to thank them, and I'm going to turn it over first to our first sponsor, Dr. Eric Munzer of ENT Allergy. So Dr. Munzer, take it away.
Thank you very much for the introduction. My name is Dr. Eric Munzer. I'm part of ENT and Allergy Associates. We have our corporate headquarters in Terrytown, but offices throughout New York and New Jersey. And I'm specifically out of the office in New Windsor, New York at 103 Executive Drive. We have over 40 offices in New York and New Jersey. We have clinical affiliations with Mount Sinai, LIJ, and Montefiore. We're the premier ENT group in the country. We're actually the biggest ENT and allergy group in the country with over 200 specialized ENT and allergy doctors. And the clinical affiliations and our staff privileges allow us to offer kind of a combination of private practice and tertiary care medicine. Specifically at our New Windsor location in Orange County, we provide these services as well. And the COVID-19 has obviously presented a challenge for everybody, but specifically in healthcare, it's made it more difficult for us to provide the services that we provide and still, do the personal protective equipment as well as social distancing and still be able to bring patients into the waiting room and into patient rooms and provide examinations the way that we usually do. So it's been a challenge, but we've stepped up to it, and we're still here, offering same-day appointments for urgent cares, emergency rooms. We provide on-call services to Orange Regional Medical Center And we've been able to weather this storm and are happy to continue to do so. We have a call center that helps us shuffle patients in throughout the day. We also have an online booking system so patients can log on and make their own appointment and come right in and see us. So, it's been a great thing, and we're still able to offer that family approach with a larger corporate backing and clinical affiliations with these bigger hospitals. So we're very appreciative to Orange County Chamber of Commerce for having us, and we're here if you need us.
So thank you very much, Dr. Munzer. And now we're going to turn it over to our next sponsor, Acquisitions Marketing.
Business partner Matt. We own and run security services in Goshen. Matt's a retired trooper locally, and I'm a retired NYPD sergeant. We're a security guard and mobile patrol provider. We've been in business since 1992. Currently, we have about 200 guards on staff, and we provide coverage throughout the Hudson Valley as well as New York and New Jersey. We provide coverage to all industries, municipalities, healthcare, retail, manufacturing, corporate, you name it. We have a list of clients locally that we're very proud of. And our goal is to be able to provide the level of service the multinational companies provide, but also be hands-on so that if there's an issue, you can reach myself or my business partner 24/7. Like everyone else, we were affected by Corona. We do a lot of work with schools, entertainment venues, malls, and that went away. However, we're also providing a host of new services. We're doing a lot of temperature screening as well as the wellness questioning for clients. We're enforcing social distancing ordinances as well as capacity ordinances for a bunch of new clients. So in that way, that's helped out some of the business that went away for all of us. If you have any clients that could utilize our services, or you yourself could utilize our services, give us a call. We'd love to talk. Hopefully, we'll all be meeting actually in person soon, and then we can go back to complaining about having to eat in catering halls 3 times a week, and hopefully remember where we came from, and we're appreciative of being able to meet in person. So thank you very much, and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Scott. And thank you for being our security partner and sponsoring the breakfasts for the remainder of the year. We truly appreciate that. Before I turn it over to Heather, there's a couple of things I do want to mention. Again, remember to wear your mask. We do not want to go back to where we were. We really don't. Their cases are spiking around the country, and we want to make sure that we stay below the curve, that we want to continue to flatten the curve. The Galleria is opening tomorrow. So their plans are to open. Governor Cuomo has allowed malls contact us here at the Chamber at 294-1700, or you can email us at info@orangeny.com, and we'll be happy to get the catalog out to you. We have this catalog, and then some of our other members also are it's manufacturing and selling hand sanitizer, like Access Business Solutions is selling that, manufacturing that and selling that. And there are a number of manufacturers around Orange County through the Orange County Accelerator who are also making masks. So thank you very much for that, and I'm going to turn it over to our Director of Membership right now, Heather Bell, who's going to speak to you about some of the membership things that are happening.
Thank you, Lynn. Good morning. I would like to announce our new members for the month of June, which were Confluence Running from Goshen and Blue Dove Dance Boutique out of Middletown. Welcome to the Orange County Chamber. Anniversaries for the month of June, we are proud to announce 25 years with Hudson Valley Investment Advisors and the Law Office of Ronald Causer. 15 years, we're joined by John Herbert Company. For 10 years, we've been joined by Alpine Environmental Consultants and JAL Excavating. And for 5 years, the Council of Industry, Fisk Solutions, GuideCraft, Orange County Association of Towns, Villages, and Cities, and the Newburgh Professional and Business Association. And also, I would also like to bring to your attention that the following members have allowed us to proudly continue to support their business by renewing their memberships this month. Air Guys, Carlisle Construction Materials, CRVI Foundation, Day Seckler LLP, Devon Management, Gold's Gym of Newburgh, Harness Racing Museum and Hall of Fame, JGS CPAs, Lakeland Bank, McKesson, Meals on Wheels of Greater Newburgh, New York Security Systems, Nexus Media, the Orange County Government, Paul Colangelisi Trailer Sales, Peak Power Systems, Rieger Homes, SUNY Orange, TEG Federal Credit Union, the ARC of Sullivan and Orange Counties, and the Town of Wallkill Boys and Girls Club. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you very much, Heather, for that, and thank you for everybody for your renewals. Thank you for staying with the Orange County Chamber. I do want to also announce we have a new program here. One of the things that I think we all know is that this has been a really challenging time for small businesses. And because of that, there are other businesses who have stepped up to the plate because they recognize that there is value in being a member of the Orange County Chamber. We advocate, we help to provide services, we help to facilitate all sorts of solutions for people and to bring information and for networking and to facilitate introductions. So what we're seeing is that a number of businesses are helping other businesses to be able to retain those services by sponsoring a member who may be having some difficulty paying their dues this year because of COVID-19 and the economic downturn. So if you are a business who has done well and you'd like to help your other business, the other businesses here in Orange County, please let us know. We would be more than happy to add you to our roster of membership scholarship supporters. You can contact Heather or contact myself, and we'll be happy to let you know which members are looking for some assistance for this year. And I do want to thank our speaker today, Josh Summers, for being the first business that has stepped up and is helping. So Josh, thank you very much. And now we're going to introduce Josh Summers to you. Most of you do not know and need an introduction to him. Josh is one of the premier, if not one of the premier marketers in the area, with a vast portfolio of businesses that he has helped and that he represents. So Josh, I want to turn it over to you now.
Is that a green screen or is that an actual thing on your wall?
It's actually just on Zoom. It's from Zoom. It's okay, but if you move a little bit, it'll wash out, but it's not bad.
Okay. Hey, Billy at Acquisitions,
Josh, I'm going to turn it over to you now. So I want to introduce again Josh Summers, and Josh, it's all on you.
Okay, and Lynn, if you work out your bandwidth problems, please join us and with some of the presentation. If you have questions from the audience, we would absolutely welcome that. And it's good to see everyone. Basically, it's been really tough in many ways where we've been stuck working from home or we've been working at limited capacity. And it's not over. While a majority of businesses are open, we're operating differently, but there's just so much uncertainty. How will people interact with our businesses? Will business ever return to normal levels? And of course, there's businesses that doing pretty well. I walked into, I had to buy a couple bottles of wine going over a friend's house, and the store said, we're up 60% the last 3 months. But the majority of us we know that we've had a tough few months since COVID-19 impacted the world, and we just have to get through. And also, how to market ourselves going forward. So marketing through uncertain times, because there's just so many questions. So I'd like to run through this. I really want to thank Actions Marketing for doing so much for Chamber, a marketing partner that the Chamber has to put these great things. And we know that we care about people in our lives, and we wish you well. Also, I want to thank the Orange County business community. As many of you know, my wife Lisa had a very horrific fall in April running, which has required plastic surgery and other procedures. And the outpouring of love and support, I couldn't be more grateful for it. So I started Focus Media in 2002. My aspiration always was to build a Madison Avenue ad agency and PR firm that would bring that type of quality work to the Hudson Valley. And instead of having a string of freelancers that sometimes come together to work, I wanted to create an office environment and an integrated environment where everyone can work together every day and deliver every service a company would need all under one roof. And we've done a great job with that. We always can get better. And we are absolutely evolving as a firm every day. We actually learned to have our entire firm work from home, yet be able through Zoom and through conference calls and through other means to communicate with our clients and for us to continue to work together. And I know so many of you have done that. And the other thing, we always aspire to is to be a solid PR firm. PR is more than writing press releases. It's strategy. It's, getting earned media through many publications. And we're really proud, we can call reporters that we know at the Wall Street Journal or New York Times and many trade publications to get the attention of our clients. So we think that's something that we stand out on. And, also we pride ourselves in doing government relations and helping projects and economic development projects go forward. Very briefly, we represent Garnet Health, which is a new unified health system, which includes Catskill and Orange Regional Medical Centers, now part of Garnet Health, and that is a new brand, and also their physician practice. And we've been with them 11 years, and they're a real big deal to this community, and we're very proud to work for them. Many of these are brands, Oral Chemical, Healy Brothers. We do quite a bit of branding and TV production and media buying and planning for them. They're the largest automotive group in the Hudson Valley and one of the largest in the state. HVDC, Braemar Living, and Orange County Tourism. There couldn't be a more revenue generating piece of the Orange County arsenal than tourism. We thank Amanda Dana and County Executive Newhouse for being our partner. And just really briefly, Resorts World Catskills, Legoland New York, and Simon Property that owns Woodbury Common, they've all done major investments in the Hudson Valley. We were the PR firm and lobbyist for all three of their projects, which represents $2 billion in investment in the Hudson Valley. So, and we know the Orange County Chamber has been a great partner with that. So really gratified to be on here today. So we're going to keep it real. There's a no BS meter up on the screen.
Oh, I know, but
We're not going to pretend that we have a way to market your way out of this downturn, because many of you, your hands are tied behind your back. If you're a movie theater or a caterer, you can have $2 million to spend on marketing, but it may not make the difference for you to have the type of revenue you need for the next 6 months left in the year. So we have to think forward. We have to keep it real, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, and Lynn, we're picking up some audio from you in the background, so you may want to go.
Yeah,
on.
we're clearing that up.
Okay. So we're gonna talk in the context of 2020, and I think we have to not kid ourselves that there's a silver bullet here for many of us. First, let's talk about that context. In a matter of a couple of weeks, the world went boom in March. And here's what happened. I'll ask, if it was a year ago now and we said your business is going to be down 20% in 2020 or even 50%, you would say, wow, I hope I survive that. I hope I can stay in business. And what happened with COVID, in a matter of a few weeks, it was swift and unimaginable of what it did to our businesses. And if you're on this webinar and you're still standing, congratulations. Because a year ago, you would say, I don't know, I don't think we would make it. So let's think forward. Businesses, even the ones that are open, let's take restaurants, for example, they were closed for a period of time. They only could do takeout, and now they can only open at 50% capacity. That's still with your hands tied behind your back. And we have to really, while we have to think forward, there's a lot of challenges for us to make the numbers we need to make to have profitability and keep our doors open. Then there's the real difficult cases, even hard luck cases. Casinos are still closed with major overhead, employees that they want to take care of, and debt. Movie theaters, couldn't feel more bad for them. And now we have streaming services releasing new movies in real time versus, opening in movie theaters. So that model has been disrupted. Hopefully we'll still be able to go to a theater. Family entertainment facilities, it couldn't be more difficult. And even when those reopen, people may not want their families being so close to others. So that's a major disruptor. And catering facilities, couldn't think of a more difficult thing where they're forced to have events with only 50 people. And the other issue is they don't have clear guidelines on how they can operate. I know Benora Hospitality was a group of, and working with other people in their catering business, submitted a solid plan to the state. And there's been no answer on that. So really feeling for the catering and entertainment business. And what about the support services? Imagine if you're a florist or a DJ entertainment company and you haven't had a gig in 3 months. Really tough times. And for many of these industries, their hands are tied behind their back. So it's important context for us to understand. In a matter of a few weeks, unemployment was double digits, and there were susceptible businesses that already were having a difficult time. Imagine if you're in retail and no one can come to your store or the mall is closed. Really important context for us to understand. Consumer spending way down. In March, consumer spending was down 33%. A third of the world just stopped buying. And as of June 15th, it's down 10%. That is a good sign, by the way. So hopefully that's a good indicator. And the challenge is it's difficult to predict what the consumer habits will be. So when the movie theaters open, will people just be less inclined to go to movies? Just as an example. Will they find comfort if movie theaters are allowed to open and every other seat is empty? We just don't know. So those consumer habits are yet to be determined. And there's also the fear, will there be a double dip? Will there be a COVID-19 part 2 where New York could close down for a period of time or have some type of issue like that? So these are things that are on all of our minds, and it just creates uncertainty for many of us. So let's keep that in mind as we talk about marketing. So even if the economy returns to normal, many businesses are weakened. By way of example, if you're an automotive dealership and you spend $1 million a year on marketing, this year you may only spend $300,000. And there's a ripple effect that happens to the radio stations or the newspapers that they're impacted by that. So that's just an example of there could be long-term impacts. So let's get to the positive stuff. Businesses that are open, what can you do to survive this? And we're going to start with, let's talk about messaging, because there's a whole new context out there. So you want to keep your customers and your target audience in mind, your customers and your potential customers. Have their priorities changed? And how do you tie that into your messaging? So first off, you should take a hard look at how you communicate to your customers. What are customers' minds on right now? Certainly they're looking for value. They want a good deal. They also want a sense of integrity for your company, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. They want flexibility. So if you're a plumbing and heating company and they need a new air conditioning system, can you offer them financing? People are more inclined to get financing and take out debt to conserve cash in an economy like this, an example. And safety. People know if they come to your business that they're safe. You can be a law firm and even offer safety there where you have social distancing. I have in my building in Goshen, Bluestein, Rich Shapiro, and Barone, wonderful friends to Focus Media. They have a tent outside where they do closings. Just an example of ways to make people feel safe. So I'm going to play a brief commercial. So Burger King a month ago came out with a commercial that says we're safe to come to and that we care about you and we want to continue to have a relationship and be a place that you can eat. Although during my COVID-19, I put on that 15 pounds, so I haven't been going to Burger King as often. But let me play this commercial that talks about pivoting to new messages.
At Burger King, we're continuing.
Little technical thing. Let's try this again.
At Burger King, we're continuing to update our safety procedures with you in mind. That's why we're checking our employees' temperatures every day and wearing masks and gloves at all times. We're also testing an acrylic screen at our counters and drive-thru as an extra safety measure, while we continue our contactless drive-thru and delivery experiences. We're taking care of you, so you can keep taking care of yourself.
Okay, so Burger King got it. They got it really quick. People want to feel safe. And it's important to retool your marketing messages in the context of today. So people are thinking differently. Forbes came out with a survey. It was just published yesterday. It was the top 300 chief marketing officers in the country. I didn't quite make that list, but here's what is even more important to people. These are what the head of marketings for top 300 companies in the world are saying, or at least in the United States. Customers, in addition to value, are going to prioritize trusted relationships. We are living in a socially responsible world more than we ever had. And that's what matters to more and more people out there. And customers are going to focus more on trusting relationships with brands and companies more than low price. And that's even in this economic downturn. Customers are going to pay closer attention to social activism, outreach, and investments in companies that really spoke to us during the pandemic. And there's still time for you to do that because we're going to be living differently for a long time. And they're going to reward brands and shop with brands that are socially responsible. And it's more than just putting a sign outside that says, wear your mask. Think of ways that you can say, we care about this community and we want to make sure we all move forward. So one of the best companies that do that is Ford. They are a big part of our economy. They build a quality product and they wanted people to know how they're socially responsible. And this commercial does a fantastic job showing that.
We design and engineer in America and assemble more vehicles here than anyone else. It's why, at a moment's notice, we can take American ingenuity and our manufacturing capability and put it to work. Building respirators, ventilators, and face shields. Building what we've been building for over a century. An unbreakable connection between the Ford Motor Company and America.
Well, that's a good feeling. They stopped their production of vehicles and they started building ventilators and masks. And it was more than just bragging about it. It was connecting with a socially responsible community and nation that is scared, that was really scared in March, April, May. And it couldn't be a more important message to convey to the community. Make no mistake, they did research as well. They probably polled people in the United States, what matters most to you? And they made some data-driven decisions to talk about those things. But way to go forward. And there's just so many companies that have done a lot. And I thought that was a great marketing message. So as Dr. Evil will say, we have to talk about priorities. In an economy like this, no one has an unlimited budget, even the big companies like Ford. So what are the best ways to prioritize your advertising budget? And without a doubt, we tell companies this not just during COVID, but even when we do regular media planning. If you have an advertising budget, you don't want to pick 20 things and spread your dollars too thinly across too many mediums. You want to pick a handful of things and make sure that you're spending enough money in those mediums to make a difference with those audiences. So keep your target audience in mind. What is the best way to reach them, and prioritize your dollars accordingly. So we can do, countless seminars about the variety of things to do. We're going to give more of an overview of the ways to market in general, and also during COVID and the aftermarket world we're in. So we're going to briefly talk about traditional media and what types of businesses that's most relevant to. Direct marketing, which we want to define a little bit for you and talk about how B2B and B2C can leverage that type of marketing. Digital, which my wife and I, Lisa, have the Over the Hump seminars, where we spent 4 seminars just talking about digital advertising. We're not going to do that today. And then sales outreach. You beyond advertising, which is the business I'm in, you need to have a concerted effort to do sales and follow up and make sure that you have a organized effort for that. So prioritizing your advertising budget. Traditional media typically means radio, print, TV. Those are the larger mediums as part of traditional media. And it's no doubt it is very impactful for general awareness, brand building, and even if you have a special sale. So during the month of June, you have a car dealer sell down to get rid of inventory. That traditional media is an absolutely great way to do that. So it's largely for business to consumer marketing. If you're a law firm, are you going to buy ads on a local radio station? You could do that, if you're, a personal injury firm and you're looking to, fill the funnel of leads of people that may have had accidents. But if you're a corporate law firm, you're probably going to do other types of marketing because it's more business to business. So we'll give you an example of that momentarily. Direct marketing, just to give an overview of that, the areas that includes is direct mail, email marketing, automated marketing, which works your database in a very effective way, and rewards programs. So let's give a couple of everyday examples. So if you have a database and you want to touch them frequently to remind them that you're a solid option for the product that you have, direct mail is great because you can target a mailbox to people that are relevant. An example of that for an acquisition-based reason, if they're not in your database, are political campaigns. So political campaigns, for example, these particular people vote with a certain amount of frequency. So you can send direct mail only to people that have voted 2 out of 4 times in the last 4 years, that are these political parties, that may be these different genders. So there are different ways to carve up and segment direct mail for customer acquisition, and certainly for people that you already have a relationship with. So that's some general examples. We love rewards programs. Particularly business to consumer marketing, because people of known worth can get different offers. So if you're a casino and we know this particular guest spends more money than another guest, they can get sweeter offers than someone that doesn't, come and play as often. And in fact, my days running marketing at Monticello Casino and Raceway, that was something we did very often. And we segmented our database by players that come more frequently and spend more rather than players that don't. So just a little background on direct marketing. Digital is super important. In fact, if I had to say for the majority of businesses on this call, we would tier your advertising priorities to have digital and social media being number 1. Every business is different, but digital is likely on the forefront. And that includes Google AdWords, where people that are searching for a term. So if you're, if you're a candy shop and people are looking for where can I get a candy basket, you can appear at the top of a Google search by way of example. Digital display advertising are those banner ads that follow you around. So if you search Storm King Art Center and you're living in New York City, Orange County Tourism can follow you around the internet and serve you ads for West Point or Woodbury Common or Legoland in the future. So that's how digital display ads work. There's geofencing and retargeting. I'm going to skip those, but those are important mediums because they're a little hard to explain in a brief 30-minute video conference. Social media is very important. I think the biggest entry into social media is Facebook. Many companies need to learn how to do that right. And social media is not the only form of advertising on social. Lynn will probably have a couple of questions for me about that later. And YouTube advertising is very effective. The pre-roll YouTube ads. So if you want to watch a YouTube ad, you're forced to watch a 15 or 30-second commercial before. That's the type of advertising YouTube offers. It's highly trackable. It's cost efficient, more so than any other media. And if you can see how those campaigns are performing. So if certain ads aren't working well, on the fly, you can change it and make sure you can also refine who you're talking to. So we love digital focus. Over the last 5 years, every year our digital spend for clients increases about 20%. So that's where the world is heading. And you'll notice many of the ad agencies in the Hudson Valley either do that exclusively, digital advertising, or are heavily talking about that now. So that survey of the top chief marketing officers also had another observation about online and digital advertising. Since February, which was pre-COVID, through May, digital advertising is up 43%. Get that around your head. So since COVID, 43% of marketing digitally has increased. And you should know, online advertising is almost 20% of how we consume. That's why Amazon's stock keeps soaring, and we all know why, and they're adding jobs. And it's, of course, great to welcome them in Orange County. And people, because they're shopping online, they're much more open to digital experiences and receiving ads and interacting with them. So it really should be a top tier place where you invest. And quite frankly, digital advertising will continue to increase how companies spend their money and get more share of those advertising budgets. So you can't discount sales outreach. I'd love to sell you more ads, but there's nothing like an owner of a business or a salesperson that works for that business doing outreach. Nothing beats the personal touch. Integrating that with your database marketing is an absolute essential thing. If you have your direct mail going one way and your email marketing going one way, but the sales team is not integrating with that into a comprehensive program, you're just shooting some things out there in the wild, wild west. You want to integrate those programs. The other thing that's real important is if you can make videos, a video or videos for different competencies in your firm. If you have a new lead, for example, when a firm is interested in using Focus for a crisis communications matter, I will email them and say, thank you so much, for our call. I'm looking forward to meeting with you on Monday. By the way, see this video about the crisis communications work that we do. So if you can put video into your sales cycle, it's going to be another touch point, and it will help you close more deals. So don't forget about sales and building assets that work together. All right, so now we have to talk about that, the next step of building trusted relationships. And one of my wife Lisa and I's favorite movies is Step Brothers. So you're going to see some of these funny images that we're going to have for the rest of the seminar. New leads cost dollars. So if you have already have a customer, you want to make sure that you keep them a customer and that you sell them more stuff. You never want a customer to say, "Oh, I didn't know you did that." It's really a lost opportunity. So retaining those customers costs money versus spending money just to constantly acquire new customers. And you really want to focus on building stronger relationships and never underestimate the power of that relationship. You actually can spend less dollars acquiring new customers through advertising rather than and just focus on upselling and keeping those relationships. Although advertising is good too, we want to make sure that's part of your plan. We talked about cross-selling already, and also be the firm or be the business that wrote the book on it. So make sure that you're online doing on-the-fly videos or more formal videos about certain things that your business does. Do webinars, proactive education, but make sure these owned channels that you control have content, and they don't go to your website and just see an online brochure or your social media and see posts that are not meaningful. And then pivot your goods and services. Look at your current offerings. Post COVID-19, do you need to offer more things? For example, a business that looked inwards and said, are there other things we can offer? If you just do plumbing and heating, and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, but you don't offer electrical, maybe you can look at your business and say, are there other services that we can offer, particularly if we have such a good client base? So always look at that, not just during COVID-19, but be real smart to always look at your business if you can bring in more revenue and be more comprehensive for your customers. So let's talk about acquisition, and we're almost there. I wanted to keep this presentation not death by PowerPoint. So pick up the phone and start dialing from Wolf of Wall Street. So customer acquisition, always revisit former leads or former relationships. Sometimes people don't stay customers forever. Make sure you keep in touch, you keep the door open. That's cold, warm, and hot leads, and also past customers. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone. We talked about relationships, super important, and that personal touch does go a long way. And there's low-hanging fruit. There's natural collaboration. So if there's a customer, you have a higher propensity to get them. Make sure you're touching them and not being a pain, but just reminding them they're here. For example, we have customers that we're very close to having them come aboard and for us to get retained. But if you're calling them every other day, that can be annoying, and you actually can lose credibility. So what we do is we just send them articles of interest. So, hey, this great article came out, about how to digitally market better. And it just stays top of mind without overselling. And if you do webinars, if you do videos, if you write blogs, pass them along so that you stay top of mind. So that is the shtick, Lynn. I just wanted to do a little recap, and hopefully we hit the right timing here, but we didn't go too long. In summary, you want to re-examine your marketing messages. This is super important post-COVID. Remember to promote safety, value, and promoting your company values. Socially responsible world. We want to make sure that companies think of you that way, that you care about them, and that you're a part of the solution of the things going on right now. Prioritize your dollars, carefully direct your advertising and promotional resources. Look at that more than ever. Many of us will not have as much money to spend on marketing this year. While we recommend to our clients to be more aggressive to increase revenue, there might be a lot of pent-up energy and buying. Be very smart in how you do that. Work hard to retain customers. For business to business, that's relationships and other types of touch points and direct marketing. For business to consumer, you want to make sure that you're owning your medium, your type of business, and that comes through advertising and direct marketing to get more share of wallet. If you're Home Depot, but sometimes your customers go to Lowe's, you want to get more of that share of wallet and build those relationships. And absolutely have an acquisition strategy to get new clients. And we talked about B2B. It's a little different than B2C. So make sure that you have a strong strategy. You work with your internal team. And if you're a solo business owner, make sure you force yourself to think about these things. So if you want to say hello, even get some free advice, we've been doing a lot of that the last few months. It's sometimes offered tough to write a check during these times, but it's important to think marketing. That's my email address. That's my direct phone number. And every Wednesday at 4 p.m., my wife, Lisa, and I, have been working together for more than a decade, so we're doing pretty well, even though it's sometimes interesting to work with your spouse. We have Over the Hump every Wednesday at 4 p.m., which is a webinar series, and we talk about everything in marketing, and it's free, and we give a lot of intellectual property out or intellectual capital out. So we stream on Facebook. We're really easy to find. Just search Josh and Lisa on Facebook, and we archive those shows at Josh and Lisa on YouTube. Just no spaces. Go on YouTube, just search Josh and Lisa, no spaces. So that is it, Lynn. And I can't thank the Chamber enough for including us in this webinar. And we are always here for the Orange County community. So thank you again, Lynn, for having us.
Thank you, Josh. That was quite a presentation. I'm taking over from here. I've been looking at the Facebook page. I'm trying to see if there's any questions for you, but it seems like that was a comprehensive presentation and we don't really have anything that individuals are asking for you to expand upon. So I would have to say, thank you.
Of course.
And again, if anybody would like to reach out to Josh directly, can you share up your slide again one more time, Josh, with your contact information?
Of course, yes. Almost there. There we go.
Okay, so there you go. Josh at focusmediausa.com, 845-576-2213. Thank you again, Josh. We're so honored that you were able to share such a great presentation with us.
Thank you so much.
All right. Billy?
Acquisitions Marketing, we thank you again for being our producer and our sponsor here today. I am Heather Bell, the Director of Membership for the Orange County Chamber of Commerce. I have a couple announcements for you. You should tune in here on Mondays and Wednesdays at 2 p.m. for our Meet the Member Spotlight program. It's also recorded, so you can catch it later on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. On Wednesdays, our Coffee Connections are member networking events. Those are held at 3 o'clock every Wednesday, and you need to register by 2 p.m. so that we can go ahead and make sure that everybody has the right registration link. But that's a great opportunity for us to network at a time that we're not able to. We also have on the 14th our master class, which is being brought to you by Orange Bank and Trust Company, and that's how banking has changed through COVID. Great class for you to tune into. Again, recorded if you can't make it. And you can find more information about these events on our Facebook page as well as our website, orangeny.com, or you can always reach out to me, Heather B. at orangeny.com. Members are encouraged to join our private Facebook page. We are going to be networking and sharing, and there's going to be some exclusive member broadcasts and benefits out there. So please go ahead and join the private member Facebook page. If you're having a problem navigating to it, just reach out to me. You can also get to it from the main Facebook page. And if you need any assistance or would like to discuss any ways to maximize your membership, again, just reach out to me, Heather B. at orangeny.com. Thank you again to our sponsors today, Acquisitions Marketing, Atlas Security, and ENT Allergy Associates, and also to Josh from Focus Media. Have a great day. Stay safe.